What's up, everybody? Welcome to KC Truckin 101. Hey, man, this is your boy Kevin. Let me slide over here. It's your boy Kevin. I just want to say what's up to you guys real quick, man. This is a reaction channel. Look, I'm a truck driver. I've been driving about 17 years, and I'm gonna do some live streaming. So looks like we got one viewer in the building already. Appreciate you for showing up. So look, my name's Kevin. I drive in the Los Angeles area in California, and dude, a lot of stuff, a lot of ins and outs that new drivers need in the industry. So that they need to know about. So look, I'm just gonna go ahead and get it started. I'm just gonna start reacting to some videos and stuff like that. Just give you some little commentary as we're going along here, okay? Now this right here, this guy is a mother trucker. He's actually a very well established trucking channel. I like his content. My brother, I have an older brother who's been driving about 5 or 6 years longer than I have. He sends me a lot of his clips. That's how I got exposed to him. But I love this guy's stuff, and he makes really good commentary. He does a lot of good interviews. Let's pull him up, see what he's talking about.
What's going on, Mud Truckers? Welcome to Mud Truck News. Email us at mudtrucknews@gmail.com. Man, the blizzards have been crazy. You know, Mud Truckers, here's the question of the day for you guys. Where are you at? And is it snowing like crazy? Because I know Colorado, Wyoming, Nashville, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Texas is icy as heck. Louisiana. Tell me, where are you at and how crappy is the weather? When we're talking about cold, I mean, look at Trucking Life with Sean right here. He was in Kansas at a truck stop, and the DAF pumps were completely snapping off because it was so cold. Check out a clip of this right here, but make sure you follow him on all social medias.
The Loves here in Kansas, and we
Loves,
got the problem.
gotta love
All
Loves.
these pumps right here, the wind chill is so cold that the DAF pumps are broke. When I say broke, if y'all ever seen anything like this, check this out. The handle itself right here is so cold it snapped. Okay, this one was snapped. So I went to the next one, and as I was feeling
This is crazy.
it said pop. They're popping
said
right
pop.
off.
So I mean, first of all, while this ad's playing, this is already crazy because who the hell designed these handles that when it gets cold like this, that the handles are just gonna pop off like that? Kansas, all these regions, Wyoming and Utah, Colorado, they know how cold it gets. Like if they're gonna sell you this stuff to put up in the truck stops that are gonna be exposed to the elements and they can't handle getting out to the -20s, like, bro, I've had to drive. I drove for about 7 years in Colorado, and it gets in the negatives. Like, they should be fully prepared for this. There should not be handles breaking off of stuff. But and still, dude, I don't have my windshield wipers break off. Like, this stuff, it just happens, man. Stuff starts popping off
because the wind is so cold. Right now the wind chill is 25 to 30 below zero.
First update that I want to give you today is this is a big one because.
So before we go any further, if you head out there to those mountains out there in Colorado, head out to the Rockies, getting anywhere near those, those ski resorts, you're gonna hit those negative 20s all winter long. So this is something that it isn't just a freak moment in history, and Kansas is known for its wind. If you ever drove across Kansas, you know about driving in 50, 60 mile an hour crosswinds, headwinds, and whatnot. Utah, Wyoming, that's where it starts getting to the 60s, 80s, 90s, gusting up into the 90s and 100s with constant winds of 30 to 50 all day. You're talking about for half the year. Which brings me to my little catchphrase: we should give Wyoming back to nature. We ought to just stop trying to force our will on it. Just go ahead and give it away. Give it up. It's not worth it. At least not to me.
You know, Estes is the biggest private fleet in America, and they're really wanting to go electric, and they're giving this a try. So, you know, Estes adds electric semi-trucks to their fleet in California. Now, my question to the 8,000 drivers out there, how do you feel about this? You know, do you care? Do you not care? Do you think it's cool? Do you not think it's cool? I mean, I would really like to hear from you guys. The second part to this is, do you believe that this is a PR stunt, or do you think that this is a great move for the future? You know, it says 1 dozen BEV Class 8 Freightliner Cascadia electric semi-trucks will operate out of Estes Express Banning, California terminal. The electric rigs will be used for local pickup and delivery, as their range only reaches up to 230 miles on one charge.
Now we can stop you right there. That stuff's gonna have to be super duper local. If you only get 230 miles on a charge, you're talking about going downtown and bringing it on back. Maybe hit you 5 to 10 stops throughout the day, but you can even be local on some local routes to get 150 miles easy. And they're of course they're averaging out the kind of miles that you're going to get out of it based on the load. Caveat: I know that these electric trucks have a lot of torque, have a lot of power, so I'm guessing it's going to be just on the pup trailers, meaning the trailers that are 28 feet. Your smaller loads, and yeah, even those pups get heavy. So I don't even know, man. How much traffic are they going to sit in? Does traffic affect the battery life? They say how long it's going to last. Is it the same in traffic as it is on highway miles? Because in our personals, they'll be like, on your gas thing, it'll say you have 17 miles, and then you sit there for 45 minutes in that traffic on the 405, trying to get across LA, and you just watch it go down 16. 15. Like, I'm not even moving. I'm wondering if that phenomenon happens with the electric motors. I'm guessing. I'd be willing to guess, not a gambling man, but I bet $1 that it probably performs better in rush hour traffic having an electric vehicle, because it's like basically not doing anything when it's not pulling. So who knows? We'll see. It's only time will tell. Dude, I'll put it like this: if it works the way it's supposed to work, it's going to take off across all the industry. So good on Estes for stepping out there on it. I thought JB Hunt already had some electric tractors, and what's crazy is I was at JB Hunt for a little minute, did my 90 days, got smooth the hell out of there, but they said they had some electric tractors. I never saw them. I was running intermodal out of Southgate down to the rail yards. And never saw one. Haven't seen one on the road myself personally, unless it looks just like a regular Cascadia, and that's a good caveat, because these electric trucks that they're showing.
My question to the 8,000 drivers out there:
these look like regular Cascadias. It looks like a diesel. So I might have seen some and didn't even realize I was looking at them. So hey, maybe I need to just shut up and continue listening, right?
1 dozen BEV Class 8 used to test and incorporate equipment that will help us reduce our carbon footprint. We're thrilled to begin including electric trucks into our fleet, and look forward to adding more. So
that's the big thing about this is a test run. 12 trucks ain't nothing for Estes. Like it says right there, they got 8,000 drivers. You know, you got 8,000 drivers, 12 trucks is a drop in the bucket. Matter of fact, they got 8,000. They got 12 trucks totaled out in their yard, in the graveyard of their yard, over there somewhere, posted up. Matter of fact, they're probably selling them all to Universal Logistics right now. No, that's Central Transport. But yeah, 12 trucks is nothing. So yeah, I'm glad to see it, and that's what's up.
The biggest thing is this is the direction that Estes is going. You know, they're a big player in the game. And drivers, the 8,000 of you, how do you feel about this? This is a big one. Kodiak Robotics, they have their Gen 6 out, and they're stating that this is the first semi-truck that can go driverless, that they want to test without a truck driver inside. You know, they say that they've been testing millions of miles with a driver but not touching the handle, and saying that it's been successful. You know, they definitely think that it's more safer than a person that's in the cab.
This is what y'all need
you know,
to be
mud
looking out
truckers
for right
just
now,
want to.
man. All y'all drivers getting comfortable talking about buying your own truck. Be on the lookout. They're putting them out, man. They're putting these self-driving trucks out here. If you're talking about buying a truck and making truck driving your career, be talking about hiring drivers and using that as a way to build your nest egg and open up another business. Truck driving as a career is going away as technology continues to develop. You see AI taking over search engines. You see people making YouTube channels off of AI. They're just getting it to write their own stuff and whatnot. Why would you hang your hat on this? So yes, it's a viable option for right now. Self-driving trucks are coming. So here, let me just let this man talk some more. But I'm calling it out right now. It's coming faster than you think. I'm not going to give it a number of years. I'm not going to say 5 years, 10 years, or something like that. But it's faster than you think. And you know, we're grown, man. You blink and it's been 5 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm only 42. But I'm telling you, dude, I got remarried. You know, it's almost my 3-year anniversary. It feels like it's been 6 months. You know, you just blink and time goes by, especially when you got kids, you got a life routine. So be careful, guys. You getting your CDL, new CDL people, get your CDL. Put in your year. I'm telling you, it's going to go by in a flash. Put in your year working for who you need to work for, and then start eyeballing what kind of truck, if you want to buy a truck, or what company, what destination company you want to get to. Don't try to sit down where you're at the place that hired you with no experience. 9 times out of 10, they're going to have crappy benefits. There's a lot of BS you're putting up with that you don't have to. After you have your year with no accidents, make sure you have no accidents, keep your piss clean. You're going to be able to find somewhere where you can start to stack up a little nest egg and now start considering business moves, not driver job moves. This is not the industry to retire and expect a good retirement and good quality of life 20 years down the road. They got robots coming for our jobs, guys. So be considering, you know, starting a logistics company. What kind of relationships can you make with freight companies? What kind of relationships can you make with vendors? You know, just start analyzing the industry. Rich dad, poor dad. Rich dad, poor dad. You get a job as a college class.
I give you this update. I know people don't think that this is going to happen, you know, that this would never pass, but it's good to understand what people are doing so you just are in the know, and that's what I want for you guys. You know, my truckers, comment down below. What are your thoughts about this? But yeah, this is the Gen 6 right here. Here are the updates on this. Kodiak Robotics makes a very big claim here. They say here, quote unquote, the driverless era is here. Our platform includes all the redundancy needed to launch driverless operations in 2024, including sensors, braking, and power, building off of 5 years of real-world testing and nearly 5,000 loads carried over more than 2.5 million miles, and our Gen 6 platform is now feature complete. To safely deploy driverless technology, you need more than a dialed perception system integrated with cutting-edge AI, planning and controlling with precision. The driving platform itself has to be reliable, ready for anything in its encounters. Gen 6 is the first and only platform of its kind. With the pieces in place, this is the year we go driverless. So this year, they're stating they're going to go driverless without anybody in a semi-truck. Mother truckers, what do you think about that?
That's some stuff. Everybody get your mind right. Just a Kenworth. That's Kenworth.
You're going to get fuel, but I finally found one pump over there to get DEF. Man, that's crazy. Let me know in the comments, if y'all ever seen anything like that before, let me know. So yeah, definitely never in my life have I seen, in the 16 years I was driving, where the handle just broke. At first I thought, you know, maybe a pump's broke. And then I went to another one, and I was like, oh, this one ain't broke. And as I was starting to pump it, I got maybe a half a gallon, and it said, snap. It just snapped right in two. I said, oh, crap. Then I went to the third pump. It was broke. I went to the next pump. It was halfway broke. I started pumping, boom, it snapped off. I said, God. Now, the wind's so cold out here that, you know, I've got a jacket on, hoodie, you know, I'm fine, but my face, man, I wish I had something to cover my face. I wasn't prepared for that. Yep. The wind was just burning your face.
You know what, man? I'm not a religious person, but sometimes God's trying to tell you something, man. If you go to a truck stop, ain't no damn trucks there. It's they're trying to tell you something. And when it's negative 25 and the wind is blowing 70 miles an hour, it's got to be like 60, 70 mile an hour wind to give you that kind of a wind chill factor. Because they don't get to no negatives like that in Kansas, no negative 20s. So that wind chill's got to be 50, 60 mile an hour winds at least. You shouldn't be on the roads. Look at that lot right there. It's all ice. The lot's ice, the road's ice. If it's windy and it's icy, you need to sit down. There's so much about trucking is like you should just not do it. But I mean, there's a lot of good money to be made, and trust me, look, I done drove on roads like this quite a bit, and you get into your zone with the neurologists and the all these new age professionals nowadays. They call it the flow state. You lock in and you learn how to, you don't make those skirt. You don't make those little movements. Everything becomes slow and smooth, and you're super duper locked in on it. But one little pothole with the wind, and then a truck goes flying by you, because you know a lot of these owner operators, they got their truck turned up. They go shoom, flying past you. Then they break the wind. So you were fighting the wind a little bit. Now you come in towards them. Then they go past you, and the wind hits you again. And then it blows you back after you straightened out already. Now you blow back, and you have to do that. Now you get a double wave on your trailer when you're locked in. You're silky smooth, right? Everything's fine. And then if you were going to break free of some traction, let that happen with a pothole. Let that happen with a curve. Let that also happen with a large bump. Maybe the snowplow missed a piece of snow, or there was a piece of ice built up where there was snow and it got wet or something like that. Let that happen all at the same time. Now you're teeter-tottering on the edge of the pavement. I don't know which way that wind's blowing for you, but you know, bro, it's not worth it sometimes. Situations like this, you probably need to park up. And if you came to the truck stop and it's empty as all get out, it means something's not working. When you go and it's packed, that's also a red flag. It's a red flag because it's like everybody feels like they need to stop. And I remember one time I ignored all the red flags. It was every truck stop I went to, I couldn't find a place to park, and the diesel pumps were super full. And I was like, you know what? I have enough to make it back to the yard. I kept on going. It was hard snow, a lot of ice, a lot of wind. I kept on going. I'm listening to my podcast. I'm listening to my recorded audio books and stuff like that. I'm all powered up on my energy drinks. I'm team driving. They're all sleeping in the back. I'm like, I'm about to get us home, dog. And finally, I was like, forget it. I pulled over, and someone saw me walking in. They were like, you just getting in here? I was like, yeah. They go, man, the highways have been closed for like 6-7 hours already. I'm like, I knew it was sketchy out there, but guys, sit it on down sometimes. Sit it on down. It ain't worth it all the time.
I didn't think it was going to be that bad, just getting out pumping. So then I went to the last pump I could get to, and the handle was good, and I was real easy with it. And I was able to go ahead and fill up my own. Like all of a sudden, like, woo, like I woke up.
Man, I'm about to move on. Interesting fellow there, man. Hey, man, you already know, truck drivers, though, you're going to see all kinds of personalities. If you get in the truck with me, you can be like, man, Kev, crazy. I'm kind of toned down. I'm in the crib. Look, I'm not even quite all the way comfortable yet on streaming. You know what I'm saying? I used to do a little podcast a while ago, but like I'm not even all the way turned up. But like when I'm in that truck, I'm comfortable. You know, I'm a character too. These guys are cool, man. Let's move on to the next clip. And what is this gonna be? This one is talking about this is talking about personal conveyance. Now, personal conveyance is a super interesting topic because everyone always talks about hours of service. Hours of service. You got 8 hours before you got 8 hours until you can take your lunch break. You can take a 30-minute lunch. You know, your 15-minute pre-trip. You know, a 15-minute break here and there. 5-minute post-trip is all that's required by law. You need to be off within 14 hours of your on-duty time. 16-hour exception. But it's like, bro, I live in this truck. I don't got no personal car sitting around here. I drop my load off at the drop yard. I need to go home and see Sweetie. How am I gonna get home? Like anytime I'm driving, it's personal conveyance. If I'm not working. So, but I'm in a tractor. If I move it, it's gonna say I'm in violation. Am I in violation though? This guy right here, John Seidel, he's saying basically like you're not in violation because you're just moving yourself. You know, when you work your full 14 hours or 16-hour exception and you clock out, you're off duty. Then you get in your car and you drive. You're doing the same thing. You're driving home. If you finish your load or whatever, or you're off duty and you drop that trailer and you're just going home, it's just personal conveyance. I'm just conveying myself to the crib. So I just want to let this guy, and this guy's a former state trooper, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what all he used to do, but I'm about to just let this play. And this is also on Mother Trucker, man. Shout out to Mother Trucker, man. He's pretty lit. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and subscribe. I don't know how I wasn't subscribed. I probably accidentally hit it twice. But yeah, Mother Trucker, you got a new subscriber. You were live on Kevin's Dream channel. This is KC Truckin 101. And I like your content, so I want to cover it. So please don't copyright strike me. Respect. But yeah, let's look at it.
We have John today, truckingwins.com. My man, DOT officer, investigator. Intro yourself, brother.
Yeah, all right. So I used to be a state patrol inspector working up in Wisconsin. And I stopped trucks at Scales for 12 years. So if you recognize me from the day, I apologize.
He's like, my bad.
Then I became an investigator with the Fed. So I knocked on company doors and I went through all of their stuff and gave them bad ratings and fines and penalties. Heck, I was even a hazard.
Nowadays, when they say you the feds, they mean any kind of police. But this man was the federales. This man was legit the feds. Good Lord.
Hazmat guy with the airlines checking hazmat on airplanes. So 23 years government regulator. Now I'm founder of truckingwins.com. What is this? It's an online training resource to help truckers understand how to navigate and swim through all of this, this rough waters called DOT compliance and regulation.
Is it free?
I speak to you plainly. There's plenty of training videos there. Plus I have a live coaching call once a month that all members can come to. So come check me out at truckingwins.com.
Hey, that's what we're talking about. So, the whole PC game, before we get into some options, let's tell them first some of the options that they're legally allowed to do when they're doing personal conveyance. First off, for the ones that are new, what is personal conveyance so people have an understanding?
All right, so personal conveyance is driving your truck legally on a road in the off-duty status. I'll say it again. Legally driving your truck on a highway in the off-duty status is personal conveyance. And if you use it when you're allowed to use it, it's 100% legal to be off-duty driving on the road.
Got it. So I love that. So let's talk about some scenarios because, I've had truck drivers email me and say, hey, Alex, man, I've been pulled over. I was off duty. They gave me a ticket for that. While I was driving, I told them I was doing my PC time, and the police officer said, nope, you did it wrong. So let's give some scenarios here, sir.
All right, so there's a big history of PC I'm not going to get into right now. There's documents that you should really print and put in your truck. We won't get into that right now. There's an FAQ that came out with the regulation guidance question, and they tried to clarify it there. But To bring it all home for you on this call, there are 4 scenarios, 4, that are written in black and white, where it explicitly states PC is absolutely legal.
Yep.
Whoever gets lucky doesn't have to pay for this.
Man, they
Only
came right
child
on
support.
time with that good old ad, boy.
2, 1.
What they're betting on is that you don't know the law. They're always betting that you don't know the law. They always try to tell you anything and everything they can. They try to sound super official and confident when they're doing it. But, you know, we just got to watch out for that stuff, man. We're drivers. It's our responsibility to know the law for ourselves. You know, a lot of us don't know it when it comes down to our hours of service and our requirements for inspection and stuff like that. Like I was doing port work, and you know, you're getting containers put onto your chassis. You have to do a pre-trip and post-trip on that chassis. A lot of people were doing the pre-trip and post-trip and just putting the information for the container. And it's like, bro, you're going to literally catch yourself a good old fat ticket from that really polite officer. He's gonna be real polite, especially out here in California. He's gonna be real polite and write you a fat, juicy one. I had one. He caught me on a no truck road coming straight from the port, straight to the freeway, and the main road right there. It's a no truck road. There's always trucks on that stupid road, and yeah, he got me for $400. I don't remember how much the ticket was. Anyway, they're juicy little tickets.
So we'll go through those 4. Number 1, when you are either in the sleeper berth or off duty, part of a 34-hour restart, a 10-hour break, or a 30-minute break, when you're getting rest and you're not driving or working, you are absolutely allowed to use PC to go to a restaurant or entertainment. Now, I didn't make that up. That's in black and white in the guidance. Google it.
Yes, sir.
395.8, question number 26. Go to a
I clocked out. I want to go to the movies. Jesus Christ. Can I live my life? Oh, I can't move the truck or I'm in violation? No. I'm done working. I'm not working in my capacity as a truck driver. I'm driving the truck in my free time, off-duty time, to go over here to the movies. I'm trying to go over here to a restaurant. I'm trying to go over here to entertainment. I'm trying to eat or entertain myself.
appropriate scenarios, and number 1 says when you're off duty or sleeper berth getting rest, you can push PC, drive on a road to a nearby restaurant or any entertainment, and it does not say how far you can go. However, you can't be fatigued and do it.
Gotcha.
So there's number 1.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. How about number 2?
Number 2, this has to do with your
And that was a fair enough caveat that he put on that. You can't be fatigued. All right, cool. You can't be fatigued when you drive anywhere. You should not be driving like a freaking zombie. If you're a zombie, put it in park. Lay your head down. Just go ahead and take you a nap until you're not a fatigued driver. I think that's going to be the best case scenario for you in your personal vehicle, even while you're on duty. I don't care what anybody got to say. I don't care if they got a drive cam up, paste it to your windshield or whatever. If you're driving that truck and you're falling asleep, pull over, take you a good old nap, or get out, do some jumping jacks and push-ups, and get back in that truck, keep on moving. Maybe get a little dose of caffeine. But you know what? These drivers are killing themselves with these energy drinks and coffee all day. Man, they're pissing their kidneys out. They're having heart attacks and strokes. Gut all bloated, kidneys falling out of their body, livers all shriveled up, burning up. You see these truckers, they're drinking 5, 10, 20 extra shots in their in their coffee, taking these little almost meth pills from the counter at the pilot. Bro, don't do all that. Eat a healthy diet. Get you some sleep. Get you some rest. Stretch. Exercise.
Your residence, your home. If you are to do it
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. How about number 2?
Number 2, this has to do with your residence, your home. If you are coming from a company terminal, loaded or not, doesn't matter, because PC doesn't care if you have a load or not. They used to, but not anymore.
Good.
If you are at a company terminal, loaded or not, you can push PC and drive on a highway all the way to your house, as long as you're not ill or fatigued. Now, once you're at your house, load or not, you can drive back to the terminal if you want. But if you choose to deliver the load from your house, you'll start your workday from your house. But all activity from a terminal to your residence, loaded or not, absolutely qualifies. Second one under number 2, trailer drop lot. If you are coming from a trailer drop lot, loaded or not, a trailer drop lot where you load or unload trailers and drop the trailers. Trailer drop lot's the term. You can go to your home, your residence, from a trailer drop lot. So how do you show that you had a trailer drop lot? Well, it's pretty simple. You went there with trailer number 12. You left with trailer number 11. How is that not a trailer drop lot?
Thank you.
Or you went there with trailer number 12 and you left bobtailing.
Exactly.
How is that not a trailer drop lot?
Because I dropped it.
Now, if you go there with trailer 12 and you leave with trailer 12, that ain't no drop lot. You just unloaded. You get it?
I got you. Now, the question that
The boy said, "That ain't no drop lot, boy.
From a
probably
trailer,
have.
can you go from a trailer drop lot to your residence and back to a trailer
Ain't no
drop
drop lot, mother
Yes,
trucker."
just like a terminal. That's it. That's the only places you're allowed to go to your home from.
So my question is, how far of a distance can that home terminal be?
All right, so the guidance does not put distance. So remember how I said you can go to a restaurant or entertainment and there's no distance? Just don't be ill or fatigued. Same with this. There is no distance
And
outlined.
I'm gonna say this now: people need to go ahead and log on to truckinwins.com and need to go ahead and join up, because you're gonna want to follow these changes year by year. You're gonna want to find out when these things change, because I don't know. I haven't mentioned it on this podcast yet, but I used to be in the world of politics in Colorado. I was elected to the school board, and it was drastically more political of a position than I thought it would be. So I started just kind of rubbing elbows, bumping shoulders with a lot of people that are very highly connected. Every now and again, I'm putting my earpiece on to just check and make sure the audio sounds right. FYI. So yeah, they would hit me up about different things, man. Because you know what, these politicians, we're talking about lower levels. So you're talking about city council. You're talking about county commissioners, state senators, not U.S. federal senators. State federal senators, they ain't talking to no regular little old person like me. But believe it or not, I gained a little bit of sway in that community because I was out there in the community. But I actually had state senators, state house representatives, not U.S. Congress, but state Congress, basically. Had state house representatives call my phone and ask me about different legislation if they should support X, Y, or Z. And one of the things that I remember, oh my goodness, what's her name? Dominique. I feel bad. I want to look it up, but I don't want to mess up my window because I'm sharing that window. Man, what's her last name? Rep Dominique. Sheesh. I have her number here. Jesus, I lost that number when I got my new phone. I don't have it saved anymore. Anyway, I had a state rep call me and ask me about lowering the age for truck drivers. And you know what? I need to do a whole episode on this. Lowering the age for CDLs from 21 to 18. And she asked me what I thought about it, if I supported that, if I thought she should support it. And I hit her with hashtag hell no. Because young drivers are dangerous drivers, period. I was a dangerous driver. I ain't met a safe young driver yet. Dude, 18 to 21, massive difference. And honestly, they should move it up to 25. I think we should take up driver pay and take up the minimum age. And hold drivers to the same standard we're holding them to, because I think you put too much on truck drivers, quite honestly. Because half the time they make us be a mechanic, an account rep, a dispatcher. Basically, the whole logistics department is driving in the truck also. But, quite frankly, you're 18 years old. You don't got no business driving no 80,000 pound, pile of steel, ready to roll over somebody's family. There's plenty of 30-year-old, 40-year-old people that can't do it safely. I've lost too many friends on the road driving, and I know too many people that were way more mature than most 18-year-old drivers that are even considering getting a CDL. Way more safe and whatnot, and still mess around and kill somebody. Just had a moment of distraction. It's real out here, man. These trucks are heavy. They do not stop.
Guidance. So if you are in Illinois at the company terminal and you live in Texas, you can technically PC all the way to Texas as long as you're not ill or fatigued. Now, there's a caveat to that. Trucking companies can limit distance. Just because the guidance says you're okay to go as far as you want to a restaurant or entertainment, or as far as you want from terminal or drop lot to your home, that doesn't mean it's a good idea. So the trucking company is allowed via policy to limit your distance. Do the feds limit your distance? No.
So
Can trucking companies? Yes.
So on a Fed level, if I live out here in Florida,
Go into the fold and turn website layouts into an art form with Wix.
And that's fine, actually, when I think about it, because truck drivers were federally regulated in the first place. So it's not like the city in between different cities they're gonna have different rules for this stuff. It's federal. It's across the entire country. So once you know about it, you know it. It's locked in no matter where you drive, as long as you're in America. You go to Canada, it may be different, but anywhere across the 48 contiguous states, you're going to be good to go if you follow these federal rules. Now, is your company going to be some jerks? Maybe. But then again, if you drive from the drop lot that's 2 hours away from your house and you drive 2 hours to the crib, get you some sleep and moan back that 2 hour ride, that's on you, right? If they have a GPS and a camera and blah, 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 they're probably going to just say, dude, you're not going to drink up all this diesel on my dime and act like it's all good just for your personal conveyance. And I understand that. If you're some sort of a not owner op, but a company driver where you're paying for diesel and stuff like that, or you make up some arrangement or something like that, I could see that being just fine. But I could see them tripping on you burning up a couple $100s of diesel because you want to go home and see Sweetie and sleep in your own bed and poop in your own toilet. Like, I get it. Oops.
in my home, so on a Fed level, if I live out here in Florida, in my home terminal, the closest one to my home, I'm a company driver, right?
Yep.
Is in Georgia.
Yep.
And to my house is 1,200 miles.
Yep.
I can PC 1,200 miles to my
Can.
house on a federal level. That's not wrong. That's legal.
It is 100% legal as long as you're not ill or fatigued. And they'd have to somehow prove with evidence that you're ill or fatigued. Hey, driver, why were you weaving your lane? I'm kind of tired. Well, you shouldn't have said that.
Shut up. Don't talk to cops. Like, you talk to them, you answer the most basic question, you come up with the thing that you can say within the law, and you say that one thing, and you do not waver. They're gonna try to get you tripped up.
Gotcha. So pretty much,
Reasonable, safe location.
Okay, let's get
What the
this.
document says, almost verbatim. Number 3, after you load and unload at a shipper receiver, you can use PC to go to a nearby reasonable, safe location as long as it's the closest one. I'll say it again. Every time you load and unload, even if you're over hours because they held you up too long, you can use PC and drive on a highway to a nearby reasonable, safe location, truck stop, as long as it's the closest one.
gotcha.
Yep. Now let's say you get
And doesn't that only make sense? You can't park on the street. There's all these no truck signs everywhere. You're gonna catch a ticket. You can't go into the Walmart parking lot. They're trying to run you off because you're dragging those tires over all their curbs and breaking them down and getting baskets caught and hooking people's cars on your tailgate, right? Like, so you shouldn't be just parking willy-nilly anywhere, hopping curbs and blocking a lane in front of McDonald's and whatnot. You should personal convey yourself to that nearest truck stop. It makes perfect sense. We just don't know that it's available to us because we operate, under the pressure, under the thumb of these super jacked up companies that is like, nah, you can't go anywhere. You got to stay there. You got to go to you got to hurry up and get back. They just want to press you to get you off that clock and not let you get any money.
Get to that closest one and it's full. Well, then it's not reasonable, correct?
Right.
Take a photo of that truck stop, video the truck stop with your camera, annotate truck stop full, and go to the next closest one. You get it?
Problem. Let it be late at night. They're all going to be full. Let you be out in the middle of nowhere. It may be forever till you get to the next one. I was running into this when I was driving my own rig. I was driving a dually. I was hauling RVs out of Indiana. And you be just kind of any old random place. And you're like, you know what? I don't feel like sleeping in the truck tonight. I want to just find me a little old hotel. And, there goes one up the street. You can't find nothing available. I'm going to go to the next one. Nothing available. Go to the next one. Nothing available. Go to a truck stop. Nothing available. Next truck stop. Nothing available. Dude, after 3-4 hours of this crap, you're a zombie. Freaking zombie, Walking Dead. You're over here. Now I'm about to have to do what I said I didn't want to do. Park on the side of this road. Hope nobody slides on the side of my vehicle.
So, when truck drivers are complaining, saying that they don't have enough hours of service to go find parking, they're just not understanding the rules and regulations.
Well, there's two scenarios there, my friend. I just said scenario number 3 where you can use PC. After you load and unload, you have to go to the closest truck stop.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go there and there's no parking, then you...
Not your favorite truck stop. Nah, I like to go to that Flying J. They got the pot pies on the hot table. Mm-mm.
Go to the next closest. But what you can't do is this. You can't load and unload and pass up 78 truck stops, almost run out of hours, and then say, oh, I'm going to use PC to find parking. That's
right.
Not PC. That's bad planning.
Yep.
You could have stopped at any one of those other 78 truck stops, and you chose not to.
Gotcha. I'm going to skip ahead to the most replayed part here.
Drop lot to terminal, or drop lot to residence, residence to drop lot. You're good. Restaurant and entertainment when you're off duty. So now, every single time you use PC in your logbook, you're required to annotate what you're doing. What words should you use, man? Right?
Entertainment, restaurant.
Yep.
Or if you're at a drop lot, you
Drop
use
lot to entertainment.
drop lot
To
now
residence?
going to residence.
Yep.
So residence, drop lot,
Entertainment.
entertainment,
So
restaurant.
here's your
to-
words. Here's your words, buddy. Restaurant, entertainment. Terminal to residence, drop lot to residence. Nearby reasonable safe first. Safety official. Every trucking company should program those words with a little button in your ELD
Yes,
so you
they
can
should.
pick one of those 4.
There.
Now, can you get away with others? Maybe, but those ones are written in black and white on a piece of paper issued by the feds. So use those 4 just like I said.
And what he ought to
Or
do,
go
he
to
ought to give
truckingwins.com.
he ought to give the actual numbers, even on here. I know it's on his website, but he ought to give it on here so we can know the exact number for the law, so that cop can actually look it up. Because they're gonna start writing that ticket. They're not gonna go back and forth. You can be like, officer, look, you can look it up. I understand. You haven't heard of this and you never seen it before, but this is not just going around. It's not a fad. This is actually federal law. And here's the 19 USC, whatever the hell. Let's skip ahead. Okay, so it's basically you have to use super duper specific language. Here, let me skip ahead to the next highest replayed part.
Terminal. In this case, what could the driver do? He could leave the shipper after his last load and go to the closest truck stop and take a 10-hour break.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha.
That's what he can do.
Okay, wait a
Now,
minute.
this could the terminal to residence. PC only allows drop lot to residence and residence to drop lot, or terminal to residence and residence to terminal. In this case, what could the driver do? He could leave the shipper after his last load and go to the closest truck stop and take a 10-hour break.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha.
That's what he can do.
Yeah.
Now get
so
this
a lot
one,
of
man. You
confusion.
want to hear something stupid? Right?
Yeah, tell me.
Let's say that you dropped your last load a half an hour from your terminal, but you're 2 hours from your house, and the terminal's in the
Wait, let me read this. May a driver who drops his or her last load at a receiver's facility use personal conveyance to return to their normal work location, i.e. home or terminal? No, returning home or to the terminal from a dispatch trip is a continuation of the trip. Therefore, therefore can not be considered personal conveyance. So you dropped your load at the receiver, and you're personal conveying back to work. Stop it. Wait, but I don't like that it says home. May a driver who drops his or her last load at the receiver's facility. I get that. So I took a trailer to Nike, and I just dropped the trailer. I'm bobtailing now. Can I use the bobtail as personal conveyance to return? Oh, normal work location. They call them that home. Are you calling that home? Your normal work location? Home or terminal? I would consider that to be terminal. Because you're saying home location for work.
Opposite direction of where you drop your load. You get it?
Right.
I'm gonna take it
But I
back a
can
little
make
bit
it to
so I
my
don't
terminal
miss
on
this.
time
Because I'm actually
within
learning
my
this
hours, but
on
I
the
can't
stream.
make it to
So
my residence
guys,
because
bear with me.
drop lot to residence and residence to drop lot, or terminal to residence and residence to terminal. In this case, what could the driver do? He could leave the shipper after his last load and go to the closest truck stop and take a 10-hour break.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha.
That's what he can do.
Yeah.
Now get
so
this
a lot
one,
of
man. You
confusion.
want to hear something stupid?
See, that's why I didn't want to skip.
After dropping your last load off, it's FAQs for PC. And I just showed you the link in how to get here, right?
Right.
The only place this document exists is on this website in this spot. I've never found it anywhere else. And what happened was in June of 18, they came out with new PC guidance. In November of 18, which is the date of this, they further clarified. Let's read number 1. May a driver drop his last load at a receiver facility and use PC to go to their home, residence, or a terminal? No. After dropping your last load off, it's a continuation of the trip to go home or to your terminal. You can't use PC. If you really think about it, this is not one of the 4 I said. This says after you drop off your last load, what did I say? You can go to a nearby reasonable safe first location. That doesn't mean you can go all the way to your residence or your terminal when you finish the week. You know how many drivers think right now that they're allowed to drop that last load for the week and drive all the way home when this clearly says you cannot?
Right. What you can do is you could, if you're under a load, you can still drive home and then drive back to your load for working, right? Or you could drop your trailer, right?
You'd have to drop your trailer.
Yeah.
The only time you can go home is if you drop your trailer. But here, you can't drop your trailer at a drop lot and go to a terminal. PC does not allow drop lot to
Gotcha.
terminal and terminal to drop lot. PC only allows drop lot to residence and residence to drop lot, or terminal to residence and residence to terminal. In this case, what could the driver do? He could leave the shipper after his last load and go to the closest truck stop and take a 10-hour break.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha.
That's what he can do.
Yeah.
Now get
so
this
a lot
one,
of
man. You
confusion.
want to hear something stupid? Right?
Yeah, tell me.
Let's say that you dropped your last load a half an hour from your terminal, but you're 2 hours from your house, and the terminal's in the opposite direction of where you dropped your load. You get it?
Still go home.
Right.
But I can make it to my terminal on time within my hours, but I can't make it to my residence because I'm a half an hour from the terminal in
Go
the
off it.
opposite direction of my residence, and I'm 2 hours from my residence. Can I, on the clock, go to my terminal, sit there for 1 minute, and then drive 2.5 hours to my house? Yes. Wait a minute, John. I can't drop my load and go 2 hours home, but I can drop my load, go a half an hour on the clock to the terminal, then stay there for a
Got you.
few minutes and then turn around and go 2.5 hours home? It's exactly what I just said.
And I think what he's not saying is this stuff is it's in a hierarchy. Like you need to try to do the first thing first. If you can make it back to the terminal, you need to go to the terminal. You can, like the terminals, if you can make it back, you don't just personal convey when you don't have to personal convey. It's what it's looking like to me. Let me just throw that caveat on there. It's what it's looking like to me.
Said.
That's
Yes.
crazy. That's crazy.
It's stupid, but it is what it is. You know what I always told people, man, when I was an investigator training new inspectors and investigators? I used to tell them to leave their common sense at the door. Leave your common sense at the door and you grab this green regulation book and you apply what it says. Or you grab these FAQs or the guidance that I just said and you apply it as written. Then after you do that, then go back and get your common sense and decide whether to write them a ticket or not. You get it?
I get you.
And to me, is it right that in order for you to go from your last load to your home, you'd have to bypass and go to your terminal first? No, it ain't right. Does it make any sense? No. But if you go through the words I read to you, are you allowed to drive on the clock to your terminal? Yes or no? Yeah.
So, look, guys, screen grab or just go ahead and type up this link right here, fmcsa.gov. .gov .dot.gov. Check them out. Download that PDF. You can even print it out. This sort of stuff is important, but honestly, it's getting a little bit boring for me. But personal conveyance is an option that we have, man. Like, dude, I spent so many years feeling like completely trapped, and honestly, you're still trapped in that damn truck, man. You're trapped in a truck. You're trapped in a box. We're doing it to take care of our families. We're not doing it because it's the funnest thing in the world. Unless you're like a super duper loner, you just don't like being around people or whatever. Like I don't like sitting in a truck all freaking day, but I did it for 17 years, right? I would say download this for yourself. Have this link in your phone and save it. Star it in your phone so that in case you have to use it. Because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to use this stuff. You know what I mean? In most cases, you're going to be able to wrap it on up. But guys, especially you local delivery guys, like you R&L carriers type, you Cisco US Foods type, you Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, Pepsi type. Don't get yourself tempted and turn off that ELD and try to moan back to the yard. Don't do that. Don't do it. Call in for help. Call to get rescued. Use your 16-hour exception if it's available. Learn what's really acceptable for your 16-hour exceptions. I need to do a whole episode on 16-hour exceptions. I would love to hear what this guy has to say about 16-hour exceptions on Trucking Wins. I need to just go to the website, and we'll probably mess around and do that on one of these episodes. But yeah, just pull up that website right there. Get the FAQs on. I'm gonna move on. So, yeah, I like that one. That's gonna save a lot of people a lot of headaches, man. Now look, it's gonna get a little bit dark now. Oh no, well, check this out, because this was interesting to me. I don't know, people may not care about this, but like I said, I hauled RVs for a while, and it was very interesting, dude. It was a lot of ups and downs that you don't expect to happen. I didn't run into this because all my RVs were empty, but you guys that purchase RVs or consider hauling RVs, just pay attention to this, and tell me what you think. Boosh. Skirt. Ruh-roh.
We have the technology.
Um, so that right there, it looks interesting. It looks interesting. I don't know. Uh, I don't understand how that mechanism, curving to the side, is really gonna do that much for sway. Um, One thing I did notice, it had a weight distribution aspect to it. I'm gonna go back to it. That part on the bottom left, that diagonal bar right there, it's two of them. It's like a fork, and it sticks out under the trailer hitch. It sticks down underneath there, and it has chains attached to it, and it pulls up on the frame of the RV back there, and it's putting more weight onto the back axle of your personal vehicle. Um, the way no, let me rephrase that. It's not putting more weight onto the back axle. It's so your truck is headed this way. Your cab is up here. This is the nose of your truck. This is the tail of your truck, and the RV is back here. That that bar, that weight distribution bar is over here, and it's chained up to the trailer here. And as it's pulling up, it's bolted onto the hitch of your truck. So it's trying to nose your truck down. As it's doing that, it's just adding weight to the front of your truck. So you'll learn how many chain links you want to pull on that weight distribution thing to see how much you can evenly distribute that weight on your truck, instead of just having your back tires damn near overloaded, front tires with nothing on them. You'll notice without it, you lose grip in tight turns. Say you're at a gas station. You start turning tight and your front tires are likely to skid. If it rains, you have less grip while you're trying to turn and whatnot. You may plow through a turn because your front tires have lost grip very easily, especially like under braking and stuff like that. So you put that weight distribution hitch on there, and it'll give you some more grip on those front tires to give you more stopping power. It'll help you over big bumps. And you'll notice that the truck goes over bumps like this instead of like, because you'll notice a front end bounce. You'll be going over stuff. The back end's going regular, and the front's doing all this extra. So it's pretty cool. I bet it costs $800 to $1,000. I don't even know. I'm just calling it $800 to $1,000. I done spent $300. I think I spent $300 on a cheap little basic weight distribution hitch, and it worked wonders. And I was very happy with it. Hooked right on up. But this right here, I don't know, dog. I don't know. And so my skeptical nature, I went ahead and went into the comments, and I don't know if you'll be able to see the. Oh yeah, okay, it'll show up. Looks like a great product, but unfortunately, anyone who needs one should not be pulling a trailer. Sounds like hate, don't it? Doesn't it sound like hate? It's not, bro. What's really going on is, and this is what I was just gonna say in the beginning. You just got the weight distributed incorrectly. You have weight. You have the heavy weight on that RV all the way at the back, so it's more likely to want a fishtail if it gets a little wobble on it. You need to put that most of the weight towards the nose, or at least balance it somewhere between. You want it to be balanced somewhere between the wheels and the nose of the trailer. This is a solution to a problem that can be resolved by not being an idiot at no cost. I mean, it's hate a little bit. It's a little hateful, but it's true. You learn why your trailer reacts the way it does. Do things properly. You don't need a crutch. Good example is no matter how good that anti-sway system is, if you balance your trailer wrong, it will not perform or drag safely. Or it will perform or drag safely. Basically, just get the weight to the front, man. You put it to the back. And I learned this lesson. I learned it pulling doubles down a freaking mountain. They gave me my two trailers, but they did not tell me which one was heavier. I did not get that sheet. It was inside of a packet that was in the trailer. I had to hook it up and go. I wasn't the driver that was supposed to take this load. They said put this one in front. They just said it. I didn't double check the weight distribution on them, and I put the heavy trailer in the back, and the light trailer in the front, bro. And everything's fine on level ground. It's fine when you're pulling uphill. But man, I started going downhill. I got my engine brake on. It was good weather. Got my engine brake on and cruise control set. And it's no. I'm coming down the hill. It's slowing me down. I look in the back, man, that trailer's bouncing all over the place, bro. Dude, I almost had a heart attack. I just knew that trailer was gonna come around and hit me in the back of the head, like when someone falls on ridiculousness and their foot hits them in the head like Scorpion. Didn't happen. I slowed it on down. I just, took it easy going down the hill from there on out. Now I know. And I called a guy that had more experience, and he told me straight up, you got the heavy trailer in the back. I did not stop and swap him back out. I just, took that in mind for the next time. Let's go on to the next one. What we got? It's going to be my last clip. Let's see. It's not supposed to be that. This isn't what I was looking for exactly. Let's just see what it's talking about.
Tracking crime, Metro Police need your help tonight to find a murderer.
On Monday, a long-haul truck driver was found shot to death inside his truck in East Nashville. Andy Cordan has been looking into this story. He joined us now in studio with what we know. Andy?
Yeah, guys, I called the driver's trucking company today, and the woman who answered the phone, she was very emotional. She told me they didn't just lose an employee Monday, they lost a member of their family. There's still crime tape on Lucas Lane.
There's still piss bottles on the side.
37-year-old David White is found shot to death in his truck. According to investigators.
Yo, hold up. Let's pull this back up.
Member of their family. There's still.
That's a cran grape. That's an Ocean Spray cran grape bottle. Half full of piss right there. There's still crime scene tape and piss bottles at the scene of the crime. Jesus Christ.
Still crime tape on Lucas Lane.
Let's get real.
Police say 37-year-old David White is found shot to death in his truck. According to investigators, the North Carolina man is last seen inside the travel center buying food around 7:20 Sunday night. When the long-haul trucker does not check in, White's company asked truck stop employees to check on their driver. That's when they make the gruesome discovery.
Very heartbreaking.
Though truckers at the lot did not know David White.
I'll tell his family my condolences.
When told one of their brothers had been shot and killed here, the men we speak to feel the pain.
They could be dangerous anywhere. You don't really know. My heart sank, and just thoughts and prayers go to the driver's family.
Thoughts and prayers.
What kind of community do you have? A fellowship of sorts?
I mean, we all try to make sure we taking care of each other on the road and stuff like that. We try to stick together and look out for one another, and it's sad to hear one of our brothers is felon.
Can it be a dangerous place?
I mean, well, we drive everywhere, so you don't really know anybody or anywhere you go, so just be safe out here. A lot of crazy people, crazy things going on.
When you see that truck now, you know the company. What's going to...
So that's a very unique truck. KA Logistics. I've been all over. I ain't never seen them. Not too many of those guys on the road. You seen Werner. You seen Prime. You seen CFI, Conway. You seen Pepsi, Coke. You seen a lot of these companies. KA Logistics, it stands out. So, and not to be super dark anymore, but this is a dark subject. So RIP first of all, you know what I'm saying? Like this ain't funny. That buddy got shot and killed, but what they ain't talking about is road rage. It's talking about we like to look out for each other. Yeah, we like to look out for each other until we want to screw each other over. A lot of these drivers out here are so daggone aggressive. They won't let you over. So what happens? These regular drivers don't know about this, but what happens with trucks? You'll have a Freightliner, and it looks like just a basic Freightliner, but you're governed at 63 miles an hour. So in the 65, you're going a little bit slow. I pass you. I'm in my Freightliner that's governed at 65. I slowly but surely pass you, but lo and behold, we hit that hill. You have the bigger motor. So we hit that hill, you pass me back. I start bogging down. You no. You pull up that hill. You got that good old Caterpillar in there. I just got this old Detroit diesel, right? So you keep on going, and then later on we hit flat ground, and I pass you again, you know, and then like it's a bunch of hills. We're going through hill country, a bunch of hills over and over again. It's just this back and forth, back and forth. Someone behind you in that car hauler with that big old long nosed Peterbilt with 10 cars on it. He got to go. This is a hot load. He's trying to get over there and make his $5,000 and go see Sweetie, right? He's behind you. Like, why don't you just pass him? If I pass him, he's gonna slow down in front of me. If I let him go, if I let him go, you know, that's gonna screw me over for the rest of the day because we're gonna hit flat ground later, and I'll be able to pull away, right? I have a higher top speed. He's like, oh man, that guy keeps on slowing down. He's playing with me. He's playing with me. His road rage is building up. We don't want to talk about how many truck drivers got straps. We don't want to talk about that. I'm not here to snitch, but some of these truck drivers be packing, right? Some. And, I mean, hey, maybe robbery gone wrong. You know, no matter what, they already killed this man. So I don't know how this could have gone better, but it could have easily been a road rage. Also, he might have accidentally, you know, quietly, unbeknownstly, almost ran somebody off the road, or just a misunderstanding. Somebody got close to him and got scared and said he almost hit me, and followed him to the truck stop. Well, there he goes right there. Could have been another truck, looks just like him. You know, there's only 2 KA Logistics on that side of town. Got into it with one of them, and then the guy gets off at the exit towards his house and sees a KA Logistics truck at the parking lot and runs up on him and guns him down. Who knows? But, you know, RIP, that sucks. I'm going to find something else real quick. There was something else I wanted to show you guys. There it goes. Where is it at? How long have I been on the air? If I look, I don't know. I don't want to mess my stream up. See, I'm still touchy. I don't want to mess up my stream. So I'm gonna go back to this one and go to my window capture. Man, I can't find it. Okay, I'm gonna try this and see what it does. I want to show one more video, guys. I had it lined up on here, but somehow it didn't work. What am I on? Sorry for the blank moment right here. But I'm trying to pull up this one. This is a super impactful video to me. Just talking about truckers being missing everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and close out this window capture. I don't think I can do it. You know what I can do? I can actually just I'm gonna copy and paste it. That's what I'll do. Now what am I showing? Boom. There I go. I'm just gonna put it right here. Don't ask me. But let's play this real quick. Hope the audio works.
We're in a press. Appreciate you guys being here an hour later. Missing truckers. Good evening, Hurricane.
Good evening.
Chewy Boo's over on his bed next to his window with his blanket and his
pillow
and his mattress and his couch.
And his pillow called Purr.
Jeff Edwards, what's going on? This is a pretty serious video, so I don't want to make it too lighthearted at the front of it. It's actually pretty frightening, this video. And I've got a couple of my own stories. Hurricane didn't really experience much of what I'm going to talk about.
No, I haven't had to so far.
So far.
Whether you want to increase sales, generate leads, or build brand awareness, Google Ads can help you drive growth and boost your revenue. Just ask Tally and Twine, who used ads on search, shopping, and YouTube to reach.
But I've had a couple experiences that were pretty sketchy. Michelle, good evening. And I'm not gonna say hi to people as you come in. We will stop tonight and do some questions since it's a Sunday night. But let me get this out. Missing truckers.
Yeah.
Missing truckers. This is a business, number one, that you can disappear if you want to. You can come out here on the road and you can disappear, especially if you're over the road or if you're regional. You can come out and disappear. You know, keep all your socials off, travel to the picks and drops, and just be left alone. But you're not left alone out here on the highways and byways of America by the demons that are restless right now. Where's the picture of the guy? David Schultz up here in Iowa. Miss Pamela B, what's going on up here in Iowa? David Schultz, this is him. I don't have StreamYard hooked up yet up here, so that's a picture of David Schultz and his two kids. I guess that's his truck behind him. It's a long nose. It's David Schultz. He's 43, I think is what it was. November, that's good. November, and I'll put these pictures and I'll put the link to the video, pardon me, the link to the articles that I'm talking about in the description once we're done. He was coming out of, let me show you the map on this. He was coming out of, there you go. I'm going to show you on the map where he was coming out of.
We're high tech here.
He was leaving out of Eagle Grove, Iowa, which is right here. And he was coming over to Sac City, S-A-C City. He was delivering hogs. It's about an hour and 15, hour and 20-minute ride. Coming across 20, and it was about 11:51 at night, they saw him on a traffic camera in his truck coming west on 20 out of Eagle Grove to the hog delivery place. He was delivering live hogs like you deliver the live beef. They saw him on this road. They saw the truck. They took a picture of it. Initially, they thought there was somebody with him, even though he drives solo, which is kind of freaky. But they said, no, we think he was by himself. He never showed up, but he's on this road heading this way. They find his truck on 71. You'll see the arrow sticking up. Matter of fact, this whole map is the screen cap of the video that you're watching now. They show his truck, or they found his truck, because he never showed up. They found his truck northbound on 71 coming away from Sac City. And you can put that down now, babe. He had all his stuff in it, even though he wasn't in it.
It's crazy.
They found his jacket on the side of the road, away from the truck, on the side of the road, the other side of the road. His cell phone, all his stuff was in the truck. And I'm gonna tell the story, but I want to ask you guys that are watching, what's happened to you in these kind of situations? The guy was a younger guy. He had two young kids. He and his wife, don't know if they're having any problems, but here's the thing. His cell phone was left in the truck, you know? He didn't have anything with him except what he had on his body. I don't know if he had his wallet in his, I don't carry a wallet on me. I never, ever have a wallet on me.
Did he owe anybody
That way, if I
money?
get robbed, I just got to worry about me.
In fact, ladies, I don't carry a purse anymore, or British people say handbag. I don't carry a purse. I don't carry a purse ever, even now when I'm out of the truck, because of grab and snatch or anything like that. Because I've learned from being in the truck not to carry a lot of stuff with me because of that. So I only carry like my wallet and my phone when I'm going to buy something when I come back. Otherwise, it sits in the vehicle, obviously not seen. So, yeah.
And I didn't see in the article that his wallet was left in the truck, but his cell phone was, some other things were, maybe his wallet was, I don't know. They haven't found him. November 20th of 2023, they have not found him. He never delivered the hogs. The hogs were in the back of the vehicle. The truck's pointing away from where he's supposed to drop them.
Like the opposite way, isn't it?
It was pointing north on 71. You got to go south on 71 from where he was to get back to the hog farm to drop him off. And there was no call for help. There was no call to his company. There was nothing. Now, I'm going to tell you what I think. Now, the wife she's had some psychics get involved. And they've said they see him, they say it's bad, and they see him in their psychic revelations, which that's just talking to demons. But demons know what's going on. That they see him tied up and bound and gagged in a room. Don't know if it's true. The police have no leads, because you would think if it was anything where he was maybe he had somebody, anybody out. But she's not a suspect. Apparently, there was nothing on the phone record.
Psychics, bro.
I was coming down to Laredo when I first got with GNP. I drove all the other stuff. Hold on a second.
Laredo.
I drove all the other stuff they had with GNP, and about 2 months in, I said, "Hey, can I get on some of these runs going to Laredo?" Because I was willing to stay out for 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, even though you didn't need to be with GNP. I'm like, I want to get my experience, man. I want long runs. I want to stretch it out. I don't want to do this Charlotte to Atlanta. And luckily for me, a hurricane hit in Louisiana and hit down in the eastern part of Texas that year. And some of the truckers in our company got caught down there, and they couldn't get back through because of the interstates. And they said, "Hey, will you run some of this stuff? Because you've asked us if you can go down there and run." I said, "Yeah, I'll go down. Gladly." But see, that's the thing too with, when you get on a run like that, like I was begging for it, I wasn't about to mess up and let anything get in the way of that. I'm like, I'm going to run. I'm going to be out for 6, 8 weeks. I'm going to be your best long-term driver or long-distance driver that doesn't expect to do a 34, because I ran recaps. I'm like, I'm going to run recaps, run 7 days a week. I'm coming down out of...
For y'all that don't know about recaps, so... you have 14 hours in a day, just 70 hours in a week. You're running and gunning, and you're like, oh man, I get up to 14 hours. If I do that 5 days, that 5 times 14, 50 plus 20 is 70, right? What you can do is, you can look at how many hours 14 minus however many hours you worked per day. If you cut it a little bit short, you're recapturing time. So say you're running and gunning, they got runs left and right. Look, I just get up to this truck stop right here. I'm gonna cut it short 4 hours today. I only ran 10 hours today. 10 hours of just driving, you're gonna cover some distance, and you captured 4 more hours. That's on that for that 6th day. You got 4 hours. That's just from one day, because you cut it 4 hours short when you got to this truck stop. Boom, you get started. Now you can cover distance. I'm not gonna say faster, but you can definitely stay more productive. You can just keep on recapturing your time day by day. I picked up 3 hours here, 4 hours here, 2 hours there, another 4 hours. Now I got a whole nother day to throw onto the end of this work week, of this 5 days. This is all built up for my 6th day. And then that's in 3 days. And then the next 3 days, boom, I pick up enough for another day. And then you push your 34-hour reset, boom, and like 4 or 5 days down the road. And you already done made it somewhere else. And then also go off duty when if you get to your destination faster, you may take your 34 while you're waiting on a load. Recapture your time.
Charlotte, picked the load up in Atlanta, and I'm coming down, and I came the south side of Houston. This is Laredo down here.
Southside Houston, Texas. He's talking about some spooky interactions. All you have to do is say the South Side. I was literally born on the south side of Houston, Texas. I'm telling you, it gets spooky. Laredo, talking about going towards Mexico, going towards some cartels, going towards some coyotes, towards a little bit of whatever. Anybody will tell you, mess around in Laredo if you want to.
I came the south side of Houston because it said that 10 that night, it was about 6:30, but the sun was going down. And it said that 10 going west had a major traffic jam over here near San Antonio. South. Even though you can take a feeder road south of San Antonio, I'm like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna jump down and take this back road. This back road is an authorized truck route, and it only adds about 15, 20 minutes to the trip, but you are in rural areas. So I took this route right here. to get down to Laredo to try and avoid this traffic jam because I couldn't stand sitting in traffic. You can put that down, pretty girl.
But wait a minute.
Is it legal to?
If that goes straight through Sugar Land and Richmond, that's either 59 or 90. It's got to be 59. And that ain't no back road. It's a major highway.
Jam, because I couldn't stand sitting in traffic. You can put that down.
A little bit
pretty girl.
over exaggerated.
Is it legal to have blue eyes as blue as yours are?
Shut, boy.
So I took that road. And let me preface this story with the fact when I lived in...
You're on the edge because you already hit me with psychics. All right? So, chill out.
Virginia Beach, when I was there, you had a couple feeder roads.
I want to like you.
Roads into the beach. You had 2 bridges, actually 3 bridges that came into Virginia Beach. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3 bridges that came into Virginia Beach. The 2 on the Hampton Road side that fed into Virginia Beach. One's a tunnel, one was just a bridge. When you get off those bridges and off those tunnels, you hit some feeder interstate, you know, like the I-295 versus I-95. They had people getting robbed all the time on those because people would be pulled over at 2 in the morning, acting like they had a flat tire. They'd have some, you know, little fine tenderoni standing out by the vehicle looking all, I need help. Somebody pulls over and all of a sudden the dude steps out of the back of the car and goes, hey, give us all your money.
It's crazy.
They had that kind of stuff happen a lot more than they talked about. If you know anything about living at an oceanfront area, they don't ever report the true crime numbers that are going on. They don't want to scare people. So that kind of stuff happened a lot where people would get held up because they were trying to be a good Samaritan and stop at 2 in the morning. I'm coming down that back road heading into Laredo. And again, I hope they find David Schultz. It's been this long. There's been no word. God bless him.
Not knowing, I think, is the hardest thing, isn't it?
I was coming down the back way, coming out of Houston into Laredo. I had been driving trucks for maybe at this point, maybe 5 months. I was still just a puppy in tall grass in trucking, but I wasn't a puppy in tall grass in life. And I was coming the back way into Laredo, and I could see up ahead of me on a 2-lane road. I had tree line to my left because there was a bunch of trees on one side of that road for quite a bit of miles once you get out of some of these smaller cities. I saw up ahead of me about 1.5 miles, I saw flashing lights, 4 ways. And I thought, well, somebody's broken down. I get up close, and there were like 4 or 5 guys in a full-size, looked like a Chevy pickup truck, and I know vehicles because I used to, you know, run car dealerships. Full-size white Chevy pickup truck, quad cab, full 4 doors, full cab. And they were all standing outside of it, and the truck was actually almost blocking the lane they were in. They were coming the opposing way. And they were almost blocking the lane that I was in, but not quite. And they were coming this way, and I'm going, so they're coming this way, I'm going this way. They were coming northeast, and I was going southwest. That's the best way to put it.
Tax Act is here to remind you you have to do your taxes.
Look here, man.
Let's get them over with.
But there was 4 or 5 guys. And it was probably at that point 9 o'clock, maybe 9:30 by the time I hit that area, maybe 10, but it was totally dark. Wasn't a ton of traffic because that road's not heavily traveled. It's more local and regional traffic than it is, you know, truckers. Most truckers take 10 and then drop down into Laredo off of 10. And these guys were waving me down to stop.
Hell no.
And I'm like, nah, I'm a big guy. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think so. There's 4 or 5 of you guys, you gotta have a cell phone. This was only in 2016, 2017. Oh, no. Actually 2016. Because I got the GNP in February of 2016, so it would have been September, October. And they're on the road trying to wave me down to slow me down, and I'm by myself. And at that point, I did not have my pew-pew with me.
Uh-oh.
Because I was a good boy, because GNP said you can't carry your pew-pew. I've never, just an aside note, and you didn't hear this on my channel, so if I'm going to ask about it, just Men in Black, boop, you didn't hear me say it. I've never met a retired police officer ever in my life that said they didn't carry wherever they went, regardless of state laws. Never had it told to me. And they said, I'd rather be, judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Super fast.
So, but I didn't have my pew-pew with me. And even though I'm a big guy, there's 5, 6 guys standing outside this big white pickup truck. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense, man. You got cell phones. What am I going to do? Tow you? No, I'm not going to tow you. And at that point, I was going down with the load. So I was under, under a load. When I pulled tanker in the oil field, actually I pulled off-road diesel in Pocatello for about 6 months.
Pocatello, boy, I've been out there.
Everything shut down, and I had to go up to Billings, Great Falls. I had to go up to the Great Falls tank farm and get some off-road diesel to bring back down to the mines that are down there in just south of the border in Idaho, just past the border. There's some mines up there in the mountains. And I had to cut, and when I came back through, I'm like, well, I want to allegedly avoid the way station that's on that main interstate. So I went the back way and came through Yellowstone at 2 in the morning.
Let me just hit pause on this, and I'm gonna wrap it up on you. Can I move me over? Yes, I can. Yo, man, it was a good show. Covered a lot of stuff. Look, basically, this wasn't a test, but it was kind of a test. Like I've been checking while I was doing this. Put my little whatchamacallit on there, my phone on the stream. Can I even talk? I put the streams on my phone and was pulling them up, checking them out. Everything was working. Audio was good. Feeling good. Didn't really get no viewers. I haven't been marketing like that, but this is gonna also be on YouTube. So, look, man, thanks for tuning in. If you're tuning in after the fact, that's what's up. I ain't tripping. Y'all just keep on rocking with me, man. If you're checking me out, if you see a clip, if you have anything you want to send to me, feel free, shoot it into the comments. I haven't made an email for the show. All this stuff, everything for Kevin's Dream, I may need to make a Kevin's Dream email. And I'm thinking maybe I'll make emails for each individual show. I don't know, because I don't really be checking emails like that to be having 3 emails because I got 3 shows. I'll work that out. I'll work it out. Hop in the YouTube comment section. Shoot me a message on Kick and Twitch. This is on there too. Soon enough, I'll have a Facebook and a Instagram up. Hopefully, a LinkedIn soon enough. And I'm trying to figure out the logistics for Clubhouse as well. I'm gonna try to simulcast on everything, and that's when the marketing campaign is gonna take off. I'm gonna start marketing hardcore and bringing in supporters and everything. But I'm still working everything out, getting it all set up. So be patient with me. Thank you for tuning in. If you are seeing this, if you stuck in this far, that's what's up. You the GOAT. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.